So I'm sharing this story from my childhood. I was probably around 4 years old, and at home we didn't have indoor toilets. Our toilets were outside, and it used to get really dark at night. So as any kid would be, I was scared, actually terrified to go outside to use the toilet. So my mom, instead of walking me to the toilet and all that, my mom would stand by the door, and then she would say "Ngiyakubona, Ngiyakubona," and then I'd take like 4 steps into the darkness, and I'd be like "Ngiyakubona," and then she'd reply "Ngiyakubona," and then I'd run again "Ngiyakubona," and then she'd be like "Ngiyakubona." And then we'd keep doing that until I get to the toilet. And when I get in there, I'd like do my business quickly. And then she'd obviously be minding her own business indoors by the time I went in. And finding my way back was always sort of like my independent task, And that sort of taught me a huge principle about independence, especially because a few years later I lost her in a car accident. And I mean, it was a very difficult thing to deal with in my childhood years and my adult years. And but when I look back at that, it sort of taught me how big human existence is, and the spiritual aspects of human connection. Because even after she had gone, I always felt like she could see me, and those words would always echo in my head, and it was a way of dealing. And yeah, so that's how that's my 2 cents about human connection.
Music's always actually been in some way part of my life. I remember like before I'd just listen to my dad's music, whatever he collected, whatever my mom would play on the radio. And then I saw my cousins making beats, and that's how I got involved with the production side of music, so I would say so, yeah. This has actually changed a lot over the past 6-7 months. I've started focusing a lot more on the pre-production phase of my music itself as an album. I like conceptualizing pieces. I like just knowing the parameters that I'm set within, because I like setting myself different limits to see how much I can do within certain spaces. But normally it starts off with just sounds that I've been finding, sounds that I'm trying to create, and I slowly just let it evolve into whatever it needs to be. Like whatever comes out naturally, of course, but it's a fun process and it changes a lot. And I think I want to keep it that way for a while. I don't want to get too stagnant with the way I write. But yeah, I get a lot of like the initial point is normally sounds or voice recordings that I've got. I like voice recordings. So I started with the idea of Abstractions in around May this year. I basically said I just want to drop one more EP for the year and just see how it goes. But yeah, the writing process took quite a while. It came out in July. Hey? So I went through about 2 drafts of the album before I got to the one that we heard. The only song that survived basically was Stoned Hikes with Sketchy Johnson. But yeah, Abstractions is honestly just an insight into like the headspace I've been since moving into Cape Town at the start of the year. I've changed quite a bit in a good way, I think. My sound's changed. I'm starting to experiment a lot more. And I think that's a lot due to just the space of Cape Town itself and how you can just be and people will listen. And so Abstractions was really cool. It was very introspective. I wanted to give people a cool insight into just how I've been over the past few months. Hopefully going to extend it into a longer project, but we'll see as we go. As an artist, I've got a classical training in guitar, classical guitar. I studied that under a good teacher named Leandros Stavro. I'm from Joburg, born in Joburg. Went to school in KZN in a boarding school. But yeah, I'm not that interesting. Amazing. Cape Town scene, as small as it is, it's really amazing because the musicians that we have in here are their own people, and you can hear that everyone's starting to develop their own sound and just be themselves in music, which you don't find a lot these days because we have to keep up with trends that are going on, and it's just getting tough as musicians. But a lot of us are going back to who we are as individuals, which is something I really, really appreciate. And there's a lot of collaborations going along, so that's another good side about the scene.